Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Zach Lasco, and you're listening to the Shed Talk Show podcast. As always, today's show is brought to you by Lasco Building Products. Lasco's does kitchens, windows, and doors. What better time to remodel the house than spring? It's right around the corner. Give Bill a call at 724-522-1655 or just stop on down. Lasco Building Products is located at 528 Edna Adamsburg Road, 15611. How's it going today, ladies and gentlemen? As always, we are just super pumped to be here, super pumped to be back. I have a great guest with me today. Usually this man needs no introduction, but the way we're doing things now, we're gonna introduce every single guest on the show. This guy, I believe, has his communications degree at Pitt of Greensburg, and just a hell of a sports enthusiast and has a lot of good input. So without further ado, how's it going, Joe?
Good, man. You can't just say Pitt. You gotta add the Greensburg onto that.
You're right. You're right. I apologize. I just didn't want to mess it up, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm sorry. I don't know what to
I
say.
just had like a mini panic attack coming on the show anyway. So and then he's gonna add Greensburg in there. Oh my. I mean, but it is a true statement.
It's better than no college.
Sure.
Dude, I went to Full Sail University. Where the fuck's that at? Right? I mean, seriously. Yeah, it's down there. It's in Florida somewhere.
I mean, hey, it's good. It has a good reputation for sports broadcasting.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, anyhow. So how's it been, man? How's it going? What are you up to?
Oh, not much, man. Just working, getting excited for the AFL season. It's about to start
Oh,
March
man.
16th.
Tell the people about it real quick, man.
Aussie rules football.
Yeah, what about it? How's it go?
It's just like it would be like a mixture of if I could explain it, it's on a way bigger field and wider field than football, but it's like a mix of I would say football and rugby and like a little bit of soccer.
How do you score?
There's like four posts and there's goals and behinds. A behind's 1 point. That's if you get it in like the outer post. If you get it down the middle, then it's a goal, which is six. I think it's how the NFL actually got their scoring because a goal is six, and then the
Extra point.
yeah, like the outer ones are 1 point.
So how high scoring do these games get?
Teams can lose by 100.
Wow, really? They even
Yeah.
score that high?
Yeah, I've seen games get close to 200, if not over.
So is there like do they have like drives, or is it more or less like
No,
like
it's like
rugby?
free flowing, like even more free flowing than rugby.
Okay.
It's more like soccer in that sense, but it depends who the ref is because when the ball is kicked a certain amount of meters, you have to like stop in that position, and the ref blows the whistle, and then you get like a free kick to wherever.
Okay. So I mean, so it's like extremely fast paced then.
Yeah, but if you're like you can hand the ball, but you can't like throw. You have to like hit it with your fist to be able to pass it.
Okay.
When you do that, the ref doesn't really seem to blow the whistle and just kind of lets the game go. And then there's like an inside 50-yard marker.
Okay.
That's the only really marker other than the halfway line where they do. It's like a jump ball in basketball. They bounce it off the floor and you have to tip it to one of your teammates.
Whoever gets it gets it.
Yeah, and then you can tackle and all that. There's huge hits.
And when does it start?
March 16th.
Nice, bro. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't mean to get on too much of a tangent there
yeah, that's
about
fine,
it, but
dude. I mean, that's whatever. That's
it's one
your
of the
thing.
things I discovered during the pandemic. Like once the pandemic started and there was no sports, that was one of the only things on.
Yeah.
And Fox Sports, like FS2 would put it on, and I discovered it like 4 a.m.
Yeah. That's I've been telling people a lot actually. That's how I got into soccer. Really, like you always liked it. I was
Yeah.
watching a little bit, but Germans, a league is called Bundesliga, and they were really like the only league going during the pandemic. Like they were the first one
Yeah.
back up, anyhow. I
Mhm.
guess. So we
Without the fans.
yeah, and like I started really kind of getting into like Borussia Dortmund is their known,
Yeah.
and Bayern Munich, but like that was awesome really getting into that. But then once the Premier League came back, I started seeing like what like a real talent level league was like, and now I'm just
Yeah.
obsessed, dude. Like,
Yeah. I would definitely say the Bundesliga is like way more like top heavy,
yeah,
and like the EPL is like more like a type of like NFL thing where anyone could beat anyone really, other than like the teams battling for relegation aren't going to beat like Liverpool or Manchester City, but like any given Sunday really in soccer.
And then like at the beginning of the season, everybody starts with 0 points, so you never know, I guess. And I mean, I guess like what you're saying with Bundesliga, it's usually like Dortmund, or basically it's Bayern every year.
Yeah. Sometimes there will be like a surprise, but I think Bayern's won it multiple times in a row.
Yeah, I'm sure they got some studs. But anyhow, so our first topic of the day, the MLB is finally back. 99 days of a lockout. The MLB and the MLBPA finally came to terms. We're going to go over them real quick, kind of just paint a broad brush on the thing because it gets like, I don't have my law degree is all I'm saying. So we'll just go over the main points that we actually care about. First and foremost, spring training. The mandatory date for spring training is this Sunday when when camps open is officially this Sunday. Players can actually report as early as today, this Friday. Spring training games begin on March 18th. The revised spring training schedule was not yet complete, but it will start March 18th. Opening day is now Thursday, April 7th. This is 1 week later than what it was originally scheduled to be, which was March 31st. Which was pushed back due to all the negotiations. And originally they said that the first deadline, they said that the first 2 series of the season were going to be pushed back. Then the second deadline, they said the 3rd series. But luckily, they got this thing done fast enough that no games are getting pushed back. We're going to have a regular full 162 games. 162 games. And then the playoffs format, that was a big thing that changed. We go from 10 teams to 12. There's no longer a play-in game, which is sweet. Because like that was like a huge problem. It was like a wild card game.
The Pirates were in that a few times.
Dude, you literally play 162 games to go play a wild card game, and then a team like the Pirates could beat you after you had a great season. I would be so pissed, dude. Real quick, just let me finish going over this, then we'll get into it. On the field rule changes, universal DH throughout the league. That was something that people have been talking about for a while. We'll get into it a little bit more. So another thing that changed during the pandemic, for all doubleheaders, they made 7-inning games just to move things a little bit faster. They also added a runner to second base if the game went to extra innings. Both of those things...
Worst rule in history.
I agree. Both of those things are no longer there. They took that runner off of second base.
That's the one I'm saying is the worst rule in history.
Even in my opinion, dude, the 2 7-inning doubleheaders, it's kind of dumb, dude. But regardless... teams can actually now sign free agents again, which is sweet. They can trade again. The last but not least thing is, and this is kind of a controversial thing, they got rid of the shift. And, there's been a lot of people. I have mixed feelings about it. So we'll start with the universal DH. How do you feel about that?
I think that's terrible. I honestly think the pitchers should have to hit in both leagues.
Listen, I agree completely. I mean, because we come from, we're a little bit older now. We're 28. We grew up in the 90s. You played baseball, you pitched, you bat. That's how you played.
Yeah.
And I get that. But what I will say from my perspective, and I think somebody else said it to me on Facebook or something like that, but if you're going to have a DH or if you're not going to have a DH, make it universal one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing to me was like in the World Series, whenever you'd have to go to the NL's home games and you'd have to plan around that batter. Like, like I thought that was a cool strategy of baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I was going to say you don't fix things that aren't broken, but baseball is kind of broken because it's like it was like unwatchable at some points last year.
Dude, it's completely broken. Next up, how do you feel about the shift?
I like that they took the shift away because it made baseball unwatchable at some points.
See, like, I agree with it. I think that it is going to make the game way more entertaining.
Yeah.
I think that, dude, you have guys, like, I mean, off the top of my head, he's the only one really complaining about it, but you have guys like Joey Gallo, who made a career off of hitting singles and doubles between the second and first baseman, and whenever you have guys, the entire infield's literally playing on the right side of the field, leaving you a gap to the left, and you can't hit over to the left. I mean, that's That's probably my biggest argument. Like, you're
Yeah.
literally a professional baseball player.
And they're giving you a free double every time if you can.
Dude,
At least with Gallus, I'm not saying Gallus the fastest guy, but at least with his speed, they're giving you a free double down the third base line every time.
100%, dude. But
If you,
why can't you do it though? I mean, if
yeah,
you know that they're gonna do that to you, why can't you?
people can't hit to opposite field now, which is, I mean, not saying I ever could, but
I mean, me neither, really, dude. But again, we weren't professional baseball players, and we
yeah,
didn't get paid millions of dollars a year to do it.
yeah,
Uh, I think that again, it's gonna make the game a lot more entertaining, just because of all the hits it's gonna bring. You know, that you're not just. I don't know if that's your goal, then that's what they accomplished. I think. Uh, Next up, we got Deshaun Watson. Just got acquitted from all of his criminal cases. I believe it was actually like a year ago today. He had 22 women come forward and report sexual harassment allegations and or just straight up harassment. 9 of those were criminal. They all went to court today, and every single one of them was thrown away. He was not found guilty for any of those things. So now the question is, now that he's a free man and teams are going to want to touch him, where's he going to go? Is it Pittsburgh? He doesn't even know what to say. I mean,
it's just like I would like someone of his skill level. I would like to have in Pittsburgh.
I agree completely. I mean,
But it's just weird. It's like a weird like this his whole last his whole last year or whatever is just like feel bad for the guy.
for sure. Again, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but he came off of an MVP caliber type season. Didn't really want to be in Houston to begin with. Then they traded away DeAndre Hopkins. Then Patty Mahomes got all the money for the Chiefs. So again, after an MVP caliber type season, Deshaun Watson either wanted more money or he asked for a trade. Then coincidentally, all of these women came forward, and he wasn't able to play football for anybody in the 2021 season. I don't know. Again, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Call maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not. I don't know. But regardless of anything, he's definitely I would say he's getting paid less than what he was getting before now. Right? I mean, there's no way that they're going to pay him $30 million a year after that.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but wherever he signs, like you mean like wherever he signs, is
Yeah,
it gonna
yeah.
that's probably
I mean,
fair to
he'll
say.
probably get like maybe 10 now. Maybe he'll sign like a 1 year deal for 10 million just to see how he's going and like a probationary period or something like that. I'm not sure. I really don't know how the legal process works as
I
far
mean,
as
he was up there with Lamar Jackson though, like as far as like the best, like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, like those type of players.
Oh yeah,
So
dude. Like I'm saying, he literally beat 2020. He had the best season of his career. He was MVP almost. And they did really well. And then Bill O'Brien pretty much traded the whole team away, and he was extremely unhappy.
yeah, I always really liked Watson when he was at Clemson. He
Yeah,
was like one of my favorite players, and as far as like college players went,
me too, bro. He had Hunter Renfro.
yeah.
And they won the Natty together.
Clemson had so many good guys come through. Mike Williams was on that team from the Chargers.
Yep.
Like he was on.
He just got a big deal too.
Yeah.
Yeah, real big. Chargers just extended him, I think, for 5 years.
Hopkins was on Clemson. I don't think he played with Watson, but he
Dude, I think we actually looked that up. It might have been
played
like,
with like Taj Boyd or someone.
yeah, but I think he was. It was either Deshaun's freshman year, like coming in,
Yeah.
or the year before that. Like they were very close to playing together,
Yeah.
which that would have been pretty cool to see.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get T. Higgins off of Brennan in the Dynasty League. Raw, hit me up. Come on, Higgins for Michael Carter. He knows.
You've
It's not a bad
you've
trade.
been trying to get Diggs off me for a year and a half.
Dude, I got Evan Ingram now. He's going to the Bills to be a slot receiver. So if you want him, come get him. Yeah, you like it. He likes it. He's thinking about it.
I do need a tight end in that league. Gronk's probably not gonna.
I heard he wants to play with Baker, which is weird. But he said he wanted to. He wanted to play with the Browns.
No, I thought he said he wanted to play with Burrow.
I mean, he might want to play with Burrow. Dude.
That's what I literally did see an interview where he said if he could play with like one quarterback, it was Burrow.
Maybe. Sorry, Joe Burrow, for comparing you to Baker if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, I think you are. I think
I
that's
might
what
be.
it was.
Yeah,
It's Burrow.
I might be wrong.
Because it was around the Super Bowl time.
Well, that's why you're here. So thanks for that. Um, uh, I wanted to do something real quick. We're gonna do like a quick little trivia question, merch giveaway type deal. Uh, the trivia question is, and I said this the other day on the episode, so you don't have to go too far to find the answer.
Oh, well then, come on.
But again, we're gonna see if these guys are watching or what. But anyhow,
You said the answer, though?
I said this whole stat yesterday. I don't know if they're gonna even pay. We'll see, dude.
Oh, God.
If this is gonna be the litmus test?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see. So, how many QBs, quarterbacks, in NFL history have won Super Bowls with multiple teams? The person who answers that first, message me, Twitter, Facebook, text message, phone call, whatever you want to do. I'll give you this Shed Talk hat right here, right off the head. I'll send it to you. If you're that interested, just let me know, and we will get your merchandise out right away.
I think that should be. I have another one for them if they can get that one.
Okay. Well, what else you got?
Name every quarterback named Joe that won a Super Bowl.
All right, there you go. Every quarterback named Joe to win a Super Bowl for. I don't have another hat. Like I can't give him another hat. Maybe I'll do like a shout out for him. You know what I mean? Keep some rankings for whoever.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are we gonna?
I'm
give
saying that when they answer your first one, that gets them.
So that gets them the hat, or
That
gets them the door?
That gets them in the door, and then they have to name
That's the
every
challenge
quarterback.
question.
Then they can't Google it.
Okay, so question number 1 that gets you in the door: how many quarterbacks have won Super Bowls with multiple teams? Question number 2 that gets you the merchandise: how many quarterbacks have won Super Bowl or Super Bowls named Joe?
Yeah.
All right. So that's
and then you have to name them.
You
have to name you have to give the number of how many,
okay,
and then name them all.
Okay. Well, we can do that if you guys just shoot them over. You can even shoot them to Joe.
But if you forget one, then
doesn't count. Doesn't count. We'll just tell you you're wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't get a hat. That's the way it goes. So sorry for your luck. Last but not least, Joe, we got one more topic for the day. So yesterday I started talking a little bit about mental health. I had a rough day yesterday. It was weird, man. I woke up depressed. I was actually texting you about it, and I decided, we kind of live in a society where it's kind of weird to talk about mental health and how you're feeling, especially being men. I feel like that's kind of going away with our generation, which is cool, but what I'd like to do is open it up and just, kind of talk about these things. If anybody out there needs to talk, reach out, let me know. I had a buddy on Instagram reach out. I wanted to, kind of relay his message, but he didn't get back to me yet, so we'll save that for another day. I think that he had some really great advice for when he was feeling sad, and again, if he's okay with me talking about that, then we'll say we'll say it on the next episode or when he gets back to me. But anyhow, so what I said yesterday, man, I woke up and I just kind of, I don't know, it's like I do a lot of stuff and I work hard, and sometimes I forget about those things and I get down on myself, and it's like I believe that they do call it imposter syndrome. Like you kind of talk yourself, like your mind plays tricks on you in a way that you just think that you're not doing enough and you're not good enough. But in reality, like, it's your life, dude. You just got to have fun and do the best you can and just keep going forward. But I don't know. I mean, do you have any like things like that you struggle with, or?
I mean, yeah, definitely every single day. I mean, you're not like Jim Valvano said, like to have a full day, like you need to laugh, cry, and I can't remember the last part, but like if you do like all those things in a day, then you're like it's not right not to show emotion and talk about your emotions. I don't know if I'm necessarily a good person to give advice on dealing with like mental health and struggle and stuff, just because I don't know if I always choose the best ways to deal with like stuff when I'm struggling. But like if something frustrates me or like throughout the day or something, like I always just try to kind of ground myself and remember that it's just be thankful to like be breathing and like there's so many other people in other parts of the world that would give anything to live a day in like the style of life we live. And I could go on and on, but like I just remember like you gotta like kind of bring yourself back and remember how, fortunate we are and stuff like that. Um, Another thing I always like tell myself, it's a quote I heard from like one of the people who like inspired me most in my life, but like he said, it's things are never as good or as bad as they seem. Like when everything is going good for you and everything is looking up and you're, at the highest point in your life, one thing can take that away. And on the other side of the spectrum, if everything is going terrible in your life and, you're thinking about like, it's just like every thought you have is negative or everything's going bad. Like you suffer a loss in any way, whether it's a family member, you lose your job, lose, someone you were in love with. Like, all it takes is like a moment to change all of that where you can, kind of change your life. All it takes is one experience, no matter. And like it's never as bad as it seems.
No, no, man, and like you said, it's never as good as it seems either.
Yeah.
Like I think that was Andrew Nemi that said that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it was like a poker thing, like
Yeah.
highs and lows, man. You
Yeah.
got to kind of ride right in the middle.
Yeah.
And that I mean, he says that for gambling because with gambling you can win so much money and be so excited, but then you
Yeah.
can lose so much money and be so depressed. And
Yeah.
like if that is like, and there are people that do it professionally. If you're gonna do that, you got to figure out how to maintain, like,
Yeah.
and be right in the middle on both sides.
Yeah, and like it is like a thing like that, but it applies to life
for sure. Yeah,
just in any way.
for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And again, I really it sucks because the guy that reached out to me last night, like this really plays into like kind of what he was saying. Like you really just, if you have a bad day, you kind of have to do the next right thing to, and as you keep doing those next right things, like, because yesterday I said happiness was a choice, and like, and to a degree, I think maybe it is, but this guy also pointed out that, it's not always that. So, like, you do small gestures, and those things end up building, and they make you feel better about yourself, and they make you, they kind of change who you are as a person, and like. I saw the quote once, no idea who said it, but you focus on the negative, that's all you'll see. I do believe that. I mean, that's not to say that things aren't negative sometimes, but once you get into that like mindset of negativity and all you're thinking about is negative thoughts and like, wow, why aren't my friends talking to me, and why is my job where it's at, and why am I not where I want to be in life? And if you're not paying attention, man, your mind could really trick you in a way that you start to believe all those things, and you forget about all the, like, you're one of the best people I know, and you forget about all those things that make you so great all the time.
Yeah.
Just because you're not, and maybe that's because how we were raised. Maybe all of us were just a little bit, too hard on ourselves or whatever it may be. And it's always work, 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 go, go, go. And if you're not doing that and you're not progressing, and you see other people on Facebook living these lives that they're just so happy, and it's just not true, man.
No. That's one thing is like, I think the more like social media can be used for really good things, but the more you're on it and stuff, I think like the more like the unhappier you'll be.
I
as
agree.
far as like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I think it depends on how you use it. For me personally, dude, I stay away from political. I stay away from anything. What social media is for me is a tool. It's a tool to keep me updated in the sports world. It's a tool to like keep me kind of knowing what's current, because again, you can't even say that half of that stuff's true. You know what I mean? You got to read it all, take it with a grain of salt, and just kind of understand, get your information from a few different sources, bringing it all together. But back to the whole mental health thing, and I think the most beneficial thing, like how you said, maybe you don't like handle it the best way or anything like that. I think the first step is just talking to me or talking to Bryce or talking, and
even realizing that it's not the best.
Yeah, and even that, and even in that in itself, like just the self-recognition of what you're doing. I mean, man, like just talking to somebody, talking to you about how
Oh
I'm
yeah.
feeling, to know that I'm not alone. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
like when I like probably around like 2015, I went like my grandma passed away and stuff, and like I went through like a real weird, just like where I almost felt like the way like my brain was, like I felt like my brain like changed
yeah,
almost,
yeah,
and I honestly can't even like really remember where I was going with that, but like I don't. It was. I would feel. This is where I was going with it. I would feel so much better if I just like talked with like you or like my mom about like how I was feeling. You walk away feeling so much better, and like also it. When you're going through stuff like that, I think it's good to go to like a place that you feel comfortable. Like I like your house or like being around your dad and stuff like that's just like where I feel comfortable.
yeah,
And I think also finding time to do stuff that you really like enjoy, like even little like quirky things. Like me, I'll go on YouTube and watch like videos of people open up
oh
Pokemon
yeah,
cards
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. And it's just like these little like stupid things that just like make you happy.
for sure.
And I think you got to find time to do that.
You have to, man, and like this life, like they say it all the time, and you and I know, man, we've had a lot of people pass away around us. Life's too short to not
Yeah.
do what you want to do. I mean,
That's the other
honestly,
thing. You'll have moments in your life where you realize that like, yeah, this isn't you take it for granted
you
and you'll have
do.
moments in your life where you realize that like wow like you realize you're not invincible.
No, for sure, man. And again, even with that, you kind of got to seize the day. Just do what you enjoy with life, because tomorrow's never promised. It's cliche as that
Yeah,
sounds. It's true, dude. It's really not. And I think with that, dude, we'll call it a show and wrap it up. I think it was a great episode today.
yeah,
Great to have you back.
as always, thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah, man. We're gonna try to get some more people on here. Again, if anybody wants to come on and do an interview, come on, hang with us. We got 2 more mics around here where we can bring in some Zoom calls. You are all more than welcome. We'd love to have you. We'd love to hear your perspective. We're not really trying to argue with anybody, you know what I mean? We're just trying to have a conversation and, just hear each other and respect them. It's basically what it's about.
And I'll throw in a
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna chirp you.
little shithousery, but
He's gonna. I mean, if any of you guys saw season 1 of Shed Talk, you can see what he used to do to me. That's fine. But
I guess I'm good at getting under people's skin, they tell me.
yeah, he does good at that. I've learned how to back off and not get so emotional with things. That's kind of why we're back too, because I was getting emotional, so I had to chill out. But anyhow, again, if anybody out there likes the show, you want to advertise, we do have advertisement spots out here. I have a contract. If you want to give me a call, we can talk about it. We'll advertise bottom right corner. We also have this little ticker at the bottom that we like to do some ads through, and that looks just like this. So advertise here. We'll run at the bottom whatever you want it to say. Maybe a 30-second read, deals you have going on, whatever it may be. Just let me know. And we really just appreciate all you guys hanging out with us, taking the time to watch the show. Hit that little like and subscribe button on YouTube. And until next time, guys, this has been the Shed Talk Show with Zach Glasgow. Thank you to my guest, Joe. Have a great day unless you've made other plans, guys.